Welcome back to Focus on Me, the Discovery series, with me, Amy Cruz Coach. This time we're talking about energy and action, and this will consolidate everything we've spoken so far and spur you on to take action in line with your mindset and where you're placing your energy. So far this series we have spoken about your goals and you've become a bit clearer on what it is you want to start working on achieving. We've begun to tackle the mindset and thought about how you can help yourself, but also how you get in your own way when it comes to mindset. And you've started to think about what the driving forces are that are helping you towards achieving your goals. And in this session, we're going to talk about your energy and your actions and how those things combined, along with what we've talked about so far, can spur you on towards achieving great things with your goals. Hopefully you're ready with a cuppa and a notepad. Let's begin. There are a few things that I want to just set the scene with in this session around energy and action. And the first thing is that your energy is not limitless. We all push ourselves to achieve more, to find ways to fill more time, and ultimately we only have so much energy contained within our body. If you're trying to achieve actions and try and drive yourself forward, but your actual cup is empty, you haven't got the energy to continue, then you're not going to have the motivation to achieve what it is you want to do. So you need to begin to think about your energy and actually protecting it. You have a finite amount of energy, and yes, we can recharge it, but we can also drain it really easily. The amount of energy you have and the type of energy you have influences your action. So we've begun already to think about mindset and motivation and how when you're feeling negative about life, the impact of that on your energy means that you're not putting the right type of energy into your actions or even taking action at all because your energy is maybe feeling lethargic or maybe fearful. Whereas when you have positive, supportive, constructive, focused energy, you are more likely to take action. So energy and action are intrinsically linked. How you feel about your actions will affect your energy. When you're achieving things, you will feel like your energy is recharging as long as you're not overdoing it. But when you're feeling low, you're not feeling like you're putting the right energy, and your actions are not going to hold their weight either. So those things, they are intrinsically linked. When it comes to protecting your energy, we've all got a part to play in that. So I know that I've walked away from conversations with people sometimes feeling completely uplifted, feeling good about myself, and walking away feeling like I'm floating on air. And I can also reflect on other conversations where I've walked away feeling completely and utterly drained. And maybe it was because that person didn't show an interest in me and what I was talking about, or maybe they were just pouring out all of their woes onto me. Whatever the reason, we all need to be aware of that and actually protect our energy. You've probably noticed, albeit you may have taken it for granted, where you've walked into a room and it just feels like there's tension in the space. Maybe you've walked in after an argument, or you walk in, you feel like you can cut that air with a knife. And that is all about the energy. And this is about how you protect your own energy. And some people will just drain your energy, whether they're a friend, a family member, or whether it's someone in the workplace. So what you need to do to manage that is really just be cautious around what you're saying to people and how you're saying it. So for example, I know that there are some people who have a great business idea, but then they don't tell their friends and family about it. Because what happens in those situations is that the friends and family try and talk them out of it. They share their own sort of negative energy associated with it. Whereas actually, if those people just didn't say anything or they shared positive energy, it puts a completely different spin on things. Now, some of us naturally wear our hearts on our sleeve, and that makes it really easy for people to take energy from us, whether it's positive or negative. So in terms of protecting your energy, some aspects that you can begin to consider are limiting the time that you spend with people who drain you. If it's a friend or a family member that you want to maintain a relationship with, then absolutely that's important. But just be aware of that and think about your own mindset when you're going into that space and making sure that you feel strong, equipped and resourceful and ready to deal with that conversation. Equally, you can take a time to ground yourself in nature. So if it works for you to go and get some fresh air along a waterside or out in the grass, just to recharge your own batteries before you go into a difficult or potentially difficult conversation or situation, that's a really great thing to do. Or you can simply be cautious about what I said earlier, how much or how little you share with those people to enable you to maintain a sense of control and a grip over what it is that's important to you. Protecting your energy is really important when you're around other people, but it's also about how you recharge and how you keep your cup full and overflowing and full of energy. We all have bad days, and this is not about saying that you have to be full of energy and buzzing and enthusiastic and the whole time, but it is about how do you bring the best of yourself into every day, because when you're feeling energetically sound, everything else comes a bit easier. So reflect on, how are you sleeping? What are you eating and drinking? And is that fueling you and fueling your energy positively? Or is it potentially having a detrimental effect? What's your balance like? Are you having enough time for you? Are you balancing yourself with your work hours, whether you're employed or self-employed? Are you getting enough rest from that? Are you getting enough fresh air and exercise or activity? Exercise doesn't have to be full on. It can just be, a gentle walk. It could just be, an activity that involves doing something different. So it doesn't have to be strenuous. It could just be simply having a more mindful activity. So getting involved in a hobby or something like that. And having that me time and that focus where you are doing something different that requires a different type of concentration can be really beneficial in terms of protecting your own energy. It's all well and good having the energy and doing the right things to protect yourself and bring your energy into actions, but are you putting your energy into the right things or into the right place? And this is where we really start to link the energy and the actions together. Because if you're placing your energy into things that don't serve you or into things that aren't going to help you progress in terms of your goals, then you are putting your energy in the wrong place. And that could be because actually it feels comfortable. Maybe it feels a bit scary to put your energy into something that's going to bring you closer towards your goal, or perhaps it feels hard, it feels challenging, and maybe you just haven't quite risen to that challenge just yet. But use that energy really constructively to put it into the right actions that are going to help you to move closer towards your goal. That might be a very small change that you undertake on a day-to-day basis for consistency, or it might be one big thing that you need to do. It's a once and done task, but that would then help you to move forward in terms of your goals. I want to get real with you about actions for a moment, and the simple fact is that actions won't happen unless you take them. So in order to get clear about the actions that you need to take, the best thing to do is to write them down. So let's go back to the beginning and think about, that goal that you want to achieve. Maybe you have 10, 20, 50, 100 ideas about how you could move towards that goal. Or maybe it's just a simple 2 or 3 taken really consistently day in, day out. Whatever those actions are, having absolute clarity around all the routes you can take to get to your goals will make it really clear for you to see where are the actions that I want to start implementing, where are the actions that are going to give me the biggest return or the biggest impact, where are the actions that actually don't seem like much, but if I start them now will have really catapulted me further in the space of a year's time. If you think about the impact of, let's imagine you eat 2 biscuits a day, every day. And let's just, for argument's sake, say that they are 50 or 100 calories per biscuit. So imagine that's 200 calories a day, and then that will be 1400 a week. If you drop one of those biscuits, you're automatically saving yourself 700 calories a week. Now that's pretty stark, and actually when you add that up over the course of a week, a month, a year, that equates to quite a significant number. And that's sort of quite a quick and simple analogy to start thinking about. You know, the little things that you do every day, often without thinking about it, are the things that add up, that make the difference. The key towards sustainable change, towards achieving your goals, is to make changes in your life that you can sustain, that you can uphold. But sometimes bigger action needs to be taken. Maybe it's a one-off or a two-off. So by having that real clarity around the actions that you need to take, you can then get a sense of the progress you're making based on that. And you can use a piece of paper and write them all out. You can write it in a plan. Somebody I know recently has written a 100-point plan to help them kind of tick through their list of things they have to do. They don't necessarily tackle it in order, but it's all the things that they're implementing that's going to take them towards their goal. The key thing here is that you have the power to make it happen. That one small step taken consistently, day in, day out, will have the greatest return than, you know, you trying to do great things for a week and then doing nothing at all. It is all in your gift to achieve. So this quote really just brings to life what it is I've talked about already. As you're going through and you're working your actions, make a note about what's working for you, what feels easy, what feels uncomfortable, what you're really struggling with, because that will really help you in terms of your reflection and your growth. The steps that you take every day will add up to amazing progress if you let it happen. But it takes discipline, it takes clarity, and it takes focus. I really hope this series has given you a taste of the power that you have to change your life if you want to. Everyone is capable of personal transformation and enhancing their life. The main thing is we need to get really clear about what it is we want to achieve, get our mindset in check, get really focused, know why we're doing it, so be really clear about our motivation, our driving factors, equip ourselves with the energy and the personal resources we need in order to take those actions. And if we balance all those things, we will be able to have space and time to take those actions, and we'll feel great about doing it as well. So I really hope you've got a lot from this session, and I would love to hear your responses. You can either contact me on the Facebook page, or you can drop me an email and let me know how you've got on with this session. And also, if you've got any feedback, any comments, any questions, please do get involved. I'd love to hear from you.